Motivation, the scientist guide on how to get and stay motivated. Motivation is a powerful yet tricky beast. Something is really easy to get motivated, and you find yourself wrapped up in a worldwide of excitement. Other times, it is nearly impossible to figure out how to motivate yourself, and you are trapped in a death spiral of procrastination. This page contains the best ideas and most useful research on how to get and stay motivated. This is not going to be some raw, pumped up motivational speech. That's not my style. Instead, we are going to break down the science behind how to get motivated in first place and how to stay motivated for the long run. Mm, Whether you are trying to figure out how to motivate yourself or how to motivate a team, the page should cover everything you need to know. You can click the links below to jump the practical section to simply scroll down and read everything. Motivation. What is and how it works? Scientists define motivation is your general willingness to do something. It is the set of physiological force that compel you to take action. That's sense and all, but I think we can come up with a more useful definition of motivation. What is motivation? So what is motivation exactly? The author Stephen Pressfield has a great line in his book Toward of Art, which I think gets at the core of motivation to perhaps Pressfield at some point. The pain is not doing it because greater than the pain of doing it. In other words, at some point of the easier to change than to stay the same. It is easier to take action and feel insured at the gym than to can sit still and experience self-loading on the couch. It is easier to feel awkward while making the sales can call than to feel disappointing about your downing black account. This I think is an insure to motivation. Every choice has peace, but when we are motivated, it is easier to bear the inconvenience of action than the pain of remaining the same. Somehow we cross a mental threshold, usually after a week of procrastination and faced to an impending deadline, and it becomes more painful to not to do work than to actually to do. Now for the important question, what can we do to make it more likely what we cross this mental threshold and feel motivated in a consistent basis? Common misconceptions about motivation. One of the most surprising things about motivation is that it often comes after starting a new behavior, not before. We have this common misconception that motivation arrives as a result of passively consuming a motivational video or reading an inspirational book. However, active inspiration can be a far more powerful motivator. Motivation is often the result of action, not the cause of it getting started, even in very small ways, in a form of active inspiration that naturally produce momentum. I like a refer to this effect as a physics to productivity because this is basically Newton first law applied to habit formation. Object is motion tend to stay in motion once a task has begun. It is easier to continue moving it forward.